funeral is about to begin, sir.
I think we just picked up Dracula. It's got a death curse!
Are they slow-moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
Well, welcome back to another episode of Never Not Horror Quick Cuts. Quick Cuts is our off-week episode where instead of doing a deep dive movie review, we do something else. And this week, we are continuing the Tales From the Crypt series review, now streaming in entirety on Shudder. And we are up to Season 3, Part 1. We're breaking every season except for Season 1 into two pieces, so we don't have to review the whole thing in one episode, because that would take a long time.
Yeah.
So, Season 3, Part 1, the first 7 episodes. I am Steve Clark.
I am Rich Hansel.
And we are back and excited to get into some more Tales from the Crypt stuff. Last week, we did a deep dive review of Piranha, a perfect summer season movie, so check that out if you haven't. And then there are 30 other deep dive reviews before that, and I believe this is like 26 or 27, a quick cut. Mm-hmm. So we have well over 50 episodes of content for you to go back and check out.
Check it out.
So, good stuff. So, before we get into our discussion about Tales from the Crypt, as we do on Quick Cuts, we like to take some time to talk about what we've been into horror-related. So, books, movies, video games, whatever it may be. So, I've got a little bit more because it has been an extra week since we recorded because Rich and I were both on vacation. Both went to Florida. No piranha. Did not run into any piranha.
I didn't see any. Saw some rays. Swam with some stingrays.
I did not see any sea creatures while we were there. We did go to, we were in Clearwater, and there is a place called the Capybara Cafe.
Yeah.
Where it's not really a cafe at all. You can't get any food or drink there. But so it's basically like a petting zoo. But they have capybaras, which are strange little creatures. Well, they're not little, but strange creatures from the Amazon. Basically like kind of like a sloth, sort of.
Really?
They're big fat things with like real porcupine like quill things, but they just lay there and let you pet them.
Really?
And you feed them, and they had jackrabbits and big tortoises and goats running around. So you buy a ticket and go in there and feed them and take your pictures with the capybaras and stuff.
There you go.
So that was my animal encounter. But anyway, we talk about what we've been into, and one of my favorite parts of our show here to give some recommendations. I've had people reach out and tell me that they have watched or read things we recommended, and it's always good to spread the word about good stuff. So I will kick us off here. I have 4 movies to talk about and 2 books. So I'll start with the movies. One of them I'll just get out of the way here. So I mentioned on the last Quick Cuts, I think it was last Quick Cuts, that there were several newer movies that are now available on streaming that I wanted to watch. One of those was Return to Silent Hill. I am a huge video game fan, and I love horror video games, of course. So Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Eternal Darkness, Fatal Frame, all that stuff is my jam. Like, I love that stuff. There are 2 other Silent Hill movies already, and I thought they were all right. I didn't hate them.
Yeah.
So I had heard that this movie was bad, but people said the other ones were bad too, and I didn't think they were that bad. So Return to Silent Hill was in theaters. Now it is available on Hulu, and I started watching it. And Jesus Christ, it's horrible.
Really?
That I am not. How do we say? I will DNF a book if it's not catching me, but I rarely DNF a movie. And I watched about 30, 40 minutes of it, and I was, fuck this. And I turned it like, it's god awful. So, I mean, I didn't even rate it on Letterboxd because I didn't finish it. But if I was going to rate what I saw, it would be a 1 out of 5 howl. Like, it looked shitty. It's based on the story of Silent Hill 2, the game, which is one of the greatest horror games of all time. And they just,
how did they mess it up so bad?
It looks bad. Like, At times it almost looks like you're watching an animated movie. There's so much CG, it looks so fake. This is a case where the haters are correct. Like, this movie sucks. I did not like what I saw at all. I frustratingly turned it off. Like, just, I'm done. I can't.
Yeah.
There's not enough time in the day for me to waste another hour finishing this movie.
Well, that really stinks.
Yeah,
because I know I only seen the first Silent Hill.
Yeah,
and I love that.
The first one was the better of the original two movies. The second one wasn't as good. I think I've only seen it once when it came out, but the first one I thought was pretty good. This one, don't do it. Don't waste your time.
Don't even try.
Don't waste your time. I hated it.
I had a movie on Shudder that was kind of the same way for me.
Okay.
And I'm trying to look it up right now, and I can't find it. The title of it. It was one they were promoting pretty heavy, too. Like, as soon as you get onto your Shudder app,
yeah,
it's like right up top. Something about friends, find your friend, or keep your friends, or...
It's not one I've seen, then. Doesn't ring a bell for me.
Man, I wish I could find it, because I would tell you to avoid that one.
Okay.
It was a DNF for me. It was bad.
Yeah. Okay.
But it is on Shudder. I mean, I'll try to find it for the end of the...
Okay, yeah. So there's two we don't recommend that you watch. One that I do recommend you watch, I watched The Long Walk.
Yeah.
The Stephen King adaptation.
That's good stuff.
Amazing.
Good stuff.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, I had heard good things about it, and I finally, we actually owned it on digital. My older daughter wanted to watch it, and she bought it instead of renting it months ago when it first hit streaming, and I just kept putting it off for whatever. And I liked the book. When we did our Stephen King book rankings, it was in my top 13. But for whatever reason, I never got around to watching it. Finally did. Holy shit, what a movie.
It is good, isn't it?
I mean, I told my brother, I was telling people, I mean, it is, to me, top tier Stephen King adaptation. I mean, it's up there with Shawshank and The Green Mile.
I agree.
I mean, it was
those actors were amazing, weren't they?
So good. I wouldn't even say it's a horror movie per se. It's more of it's a very dark, violent movie.
Yeah.
Set sort of a, not post-apocalyptic, but in a future where, if you don't know the story of The Long Walk, it's set in a future America where there has been another war, like a world war or whatever, and America did not fare very well in it, and the country is kind of in ruins, and everyone's poor, and every year there is this event to try to stir morale, I guess, and help kind of build the country back up, called The Long Walk. And one man, boy, whatever, from every state competes, and you have to walk 3 miles per hour without slowing down, which if you've ever walked on a treadmill, 3 miles an hour, it's not super fast, but it's a clip. I mean, and you go, and if you go under 3 miles per hour, you get a warning. If you have 10 seconds to get back up to speed. If you don't, you get a second warning, 10 more seconds, then a third warning, 10 more seconds. And then after an hour, your warning comes off. So if you get 3 warnings, you got to walk 3 hours at 3 miles an hour without a warning. If you have your third warning and you fall, you don't get back up to speed in 10 seconds, you are shot by the military.
Yep.
And they will kill you. And the last person standing wins. There's no sleep breaks. There's no shit breaks. You just walk until there's only one left. And it sounds kind of a goofy concept, but the movie is incredible.
It is.
Yeah.
God, Mark Hamill was great.
Yeah, Mark Hamill. Luke Skywalker plays like the general who's in charge of he's like overseeing the event.
Yeah.
And
he's brutal.
He is, yeah. So great movie. Really liked it. Highly recommend it. The book was originally released as a Richard Bachman book, Stephen King's pen name, but later released once he got found out that that's who that was. So great movie. Really loved it. I mean, one of the best movies I've seen in a very long time. Do you have any other movies you want to throw in before I hit the rest of mine?
Nope. Go for it.
So last time on Quick Cuts, I talked about I read Legion by William Peter Blatty, the sequel to The Exorcist. I watched The Exorcist 3.
Did you?
I did.
What do you think?
I liked it. I did not love it as much as you do. Certainly wouldn't have been as high on my 90s list, but I did like it. I wonder what I would have thought of that movie had I not just read the book.
Yeah.
Because it is very true to the book. Well, sort of.
Yeah.
Except for the end is very different. But there were a lot of, I guess what I mean to say is there are a lot of things that happen in the movie that aren't explained very well in the movie, but if you've read the book, they make total sense.
Yeah.
So I feel like having read the book is an advantage when you watch the movie, but
for sure.
It was a good movie, a lot of creepy shit. The whole ending is completely different, and I read that they did that. The studio wanted a more, I don't know what the term would be, like big, explosive, scary ending versus where the book has a pretty quiet, almost anticlimactic.
What do you think of George C. Scott's performance?
He's really good.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's really good in that movie. Yeah, and the character that he plays, what's his name? Kinderman?
Yes.
Yeah,
Kinderman. That's
Kinderman.
it. And I think he's so much better than the guy that was in
Yes.
The
movie, it's the same detective from The Exorcist.
Yeah. Played by a different guy.
Right. But even in the book, the character is written as pretty quirky and weird, and he does that so well in the movie. And you got the same actor that played Father Karras reprising his role in this movie, which is a spoiler which is like, hey, he died in The Exorcist. Well, you have to watch Exorcist 3. But I liked it. I thought it was good. I didn't love it as much as you did, or as much as you do, but I liked it. I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah, good.
Good package overall. Glad I read it, and I'm glad I watched it. And then the other movie that I watched besides Piranha is another movie that I know you watched. I actually watched this on the plane ride home from Florida from vacation. I watched the Netflix Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
The newer one from 2025. Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah,
I thought it's
not bad. It's beautiful to look at.
It's very well made. Yeah.
Yeah, the cinematography is amazing.
Yeah.
It may be the best cinematography I've ever seen in a film.
Yeah. I don't know what the budget was for that, but it had to be sky high.
Yeah, and the beginning when it first starts off just like the book does,
and when the boat's locked in the ice,
I was like, "Oh, here we go!" And then it went downhill for me.
I see what you mean. Yeah. I understand why you didn't like it, or why you had issues with it at least, because they do change a lot of things from the book, which I just recently read the book for the first time, but. I guess it's different for me because I don't have that same attachment that you do. So I wasn't so offended by some of the changes that they made where when this is your story and you love this book and
take your own liberties to
butcher
it.
Right. But I enjoyed it quite a bit. I mean, I hesitate to give howl rating, or I don't even call them howl ratings, just star ratings about movies that we haven't deep dived, but I will say on my Letterboxd, I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Did you?
Yeah, okay. I thought it was really well done. Like, I liked it quite a bit. One change that I actually liked in the movie that's different from the book was the way they handled him and the old blind man and what happens there.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty intense, what ended up going down. So overall, I enjoyed it. So, yeah. So that'll do it for movies for me. There was a lot more I want to get to, but haven't got there yet. But I feel pretty good. I did knocked Return to Silent Hill off the list, but I did watch Frankenstein. So watching movies, and I also wanted to point out too, when I do this for quick cuts and talk about the movies I watched, this does not include movies that I've watched that I've seen 100 times.
Yeah.
Because in the time since we last recorded, I've watched Dawn of the Dead again.
Yep.
I watched The Shining.
We watched Jaws, Jaws 2, Jaws 3, and Revenge of Jaws while we was in Florida. We was just hanging out.
Is Jaws the Revenge as bad as I've heard?
Actually, one of the guys that we were that went with us, it's his favorite Jaws.
Really?
Yeah, but no, it's not. Great.
I've heard many a punchline because I've never seen any except the original.
Yeah,
but I've heard that Jaws: The Revenge is like comically bad.
It gets stupid because the shark starts stalking particular people.
on land.
Yeah, it was like
They are on land, but yeah.
Yeah, it did get goofy, but I still like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to give it I probably wouldn't even give it a 2 hows if I need.
That's a thing, though. I mean, it doesn't have to be a good movie to enjoy it.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I love Witchboard.
Yeah,
and I joke about that movie all the time. I watched Witchboard. I turned it on when I was going to bed the other night. Like, it's just a movie that I love to have on, and I think it's fun. It means something to me. I grew up with it. So, All right, you got any books?
I do.
I'll let you do your books, and then I'll do mine.
You mentioned, and I don't think I brought this up yet. I think I texted with you that I was listening to the audiobook of Small Town Horror, which you read and said you really liked it.
Did.
Ronald Malfi.
Yep.
So I said, well, I'm gonna listen.
Yep.
Fucking amazing.
It's so good.
I cannot believe it.
Yeah.
How have I not read any Ronald Malfi books
me neither.
before?
Yeah.
And there's quite a few out there.
He's got a lot.
My gosh. I was weed eating for my job, and like there's a part in it. We'll talk off air about it. I don't want to spoil stuff because it's the main plot. But I like dropped the weed eater and was like, put my hands on my hip and was like, what the hell?
I can't wait to hear off because you haven't told me yet, so I can't wait to hear what part you're talking about.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I sat and walked around in circles for about 10 minutes with my weed eater running on the ground. Thinking,
that's
damn.
Awesome.
Oh, but I loved it.
I knew you would like it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you loved it, but I knew, like, it's so good. You can't not like it.
It is.
Yeah.
Everything about it is good. I love the ending.
It's dark.
Awesome. Yeah. So after I listened to that one, I was like, I'm doing another one. And he has another one where it's kind of a coming of age called Blackmouth.
I've heard the title.
And I listened to that one. Amazing.
Okay.
It sounds like it's kids that had something bad happen and they have to come back together just like Small Town Horror, but it's totally different.
Okay.
Characters totally different. And if I had to pick one, I would probably say Small Town Horror, but there's parts of Blackmouth that are awesome, really good. I highly recommend both of them.
So we might have a new favorite on our hands.
I'm telling you, this dude's amazing. I'm gonna do some more. You know, I'm gonna listen to some more. I actually was trying to purchase the actual book because I do like reading a physical copy of something I've never read before. And but I haven't got one yet, but I plan on it. I'm still working, believe it or not, on Mr. Murder. I've got probably 50 pages left.
Yeah.
And I was going to read it on the beach. I told myself, because I stopped.
Yeah.
I was reading it in the van, we drove to Florida. It's about a 12-hour drive.
You can read in a car?
Yeah.
I cannot.
So I was reading quite a bit there, and I left the last 50 pages because in my little notes in the book, I have great endings. So I was like, I'm going to sit on the beach.
Want to enjoy this.
Gulf of America and read the end of Mr. Murder. And I never did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going good. Still love it. Dean Koontz is awesome, I think. I did try to listen to another audiobook. It's not really horror, but I'll mention it. It's my first Michael Crichton book ever.
Ooh.
It was Pirate Latitudes. And
I've not read that one.
I read that because we were going to the ocean and I wanted to try to get into that feel, audiobook. And it's not very good.
So
I think it would make a great movie.
I'm gonna counter you here with a recommendation. One of my all-time favorite books is Michael Crichton's.
Okay.
Michael Crichton's Sphere. There's a movie of it that has Dustin Hoffman, Samuel L. Jackson, Sharon Stone. Great. It was one of my favorite movies too. People pan it, say it's not a very good movie, but I love it.
Is it a horror?
It's more of a sci-fi.
Okay.
It's about these people, various doctors and scientists that get called to this crash site in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. They find a crash at the bottom of the ocean that may or may not be a spaceship.
Okay.
And I love it. Also, Jurassic Park is really good.
Yeah, I haven't. This is the only one I read, and I will say that this was his first release after he had passed away.
Yeah.
So it was like one he shelved, and
Sure.
And then they was like, oh,
Right.
Michael Crichton passed away.
Milk the milk the estate.
So
yeah.
But I think my biggest problem with it sounds fun. It sounds awesome. And I think it would make a great movie. But visually, I couldn't picture what he was saying. What was on paper, because you try to visualize what's going on, and I just could not get a visual of it. And so it was just kind of boring for me. Listen to this guy talking about these pirates and stuff. But
yeah.
So that was my big problem with it. And maybe that's why he shelved it and didn't release it until.
I definitely. Spear, Jurassic Park. The book is a little darker than the movie is.
Yeah.
But they're both really good. And then he has a book called The Andromeda Strain that I've read that I liked a lot. I mean,
Did he write Congo?
Yes.
Okay, I thought he did. I liked that movie. I mean, it's kind of goofy, but I enjoyed it.
Yep. He wrote that. Yeah, he was a interesting guy. Like, he wrote a whole bunch of books, and then he also created the show ER, the TV show.
He did?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
And then he died pretty young from like a heart attack.
Yeah.
He was only in his 40s, I think, but yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Wow.
Interesting guy. He was very tall also, like unusually tall.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, I'm a Crichton fan. Spear is one of my all-time favorite books. Like, I cite that as when I talk my favorite books that aren't Stephen King, Michael Crichton Spear is right there.
Yeah, I did kind of look up this Pirate Latitudes, and that's where I found out that it was his first release after he died. And
there's been several more since then too. Yeah.
Steven Spielberg wanted to make this movie, which I think would have been awesome. But something happened.
Did you say you finished this book, or you've not yet?
I kept falling asleep.
Yeah.
Because I had my headphones on, and I'm in the car.
So maybe not one you're going to go back to.
I don't know. I might. It was really boring. It was kind of like listening to somebody just, I don't know. The reader wasn't great neither, I guess, maybe. The narrator, but he wasn't awful, but
okay.
I don't know. I'll probably finish it because I think I actually finished it, but I fell asleep. And
so you got to wrap up the end again.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think I've got like 45 minutes left, so I might as well.
Yeah, at that point, I would still finish that.
But yeah, that's my books right there. I did find that movie that I talked about that's on Shudder.
Oh yeah,
that they were pushing pretty hard, and it was called Find Your Friends.
Okay.
There's a bunch of girls are on a cruise ship and they end up getting kicked off.
Oh, okay. I've heard of this.
Oh my goodness, no. I didn't finish it.
Okay.
So it could have got better, but I didn't see it get no better. It was bad. I probably watched 25 minutes of it, and it was just no good at all.
So we both horrendous. Quit on movies this time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have two books to talk about that I finished. One, I've talked a few times about. I love Richard Matheson. I Am Legend, Hell House, What Dreams May Come is my favorite of his books. One of my favorite books of all time. He has several older books, like from his early career, that I had not read. And I read this on my Kindle. I don't know if there's audio for this or not, but this is actually his very first published book. It's called Someone is Bleeding.
Someone is Bleeding by Richard Matheson.
Yeah. And it is not a horror book. It is a crime book. So it's like a crime psychological thriller, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Written in the early 50s, I believe. Because, I Am Legend was written in the 50s.
Yeah.
But this one, it's about this dude that falls in love with this girl he meets on the beach, and turns out she has like a sort of on-again, off-again relationship with a guy he went to college with who may have ties with like organized crime. But then that guy's telling this dude that this girl killed her ex-husband and she's crazy. And so the story just develops like this. Is she actually crazy, or is he manipulating? And things just get weirder and weirder until things kind of just reach a boiling point, and it gets pretty pretty wild, but I enjoyed it. I liked it. It was a very slow build. I wasn't feeling it for the majority of it, but once you hit that final stride and then the ending, it's like holy shit.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it. I've got several other of his early books on my Kindle because there was like a 4-pack you could buy. There were 2 different 4-packs that were like on sale or something, and there were several books in those packs that I had not read yet. So added that one to the list. Someone is Bleeding by Richard Matheson. I liked it. Didn't love it. Certainly doesn't stand up to with his later masterpieces like I Am Legend and What Dreams and all that, but decent book. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I read it. The other one I read was Dean Koontz. You just mentioned him with your reading Mr. Murder. I talked about it when we did the Funhouse movie review.
Yeah.
I bought the book, or I got the Audible version of the Funhouse, which is the novelization of the movie. Although we talked about it on the deep dive that due to production delays, the novelization came out before the movie did, which made a lot of people think that the movie was based on the Dean Koontz book, but it was not. It is the other. Now, we talked in our review of the Funhouse that the story wasn't that great. The book, the novelization is completely different.
Really?
It's wild. You got to listen to it. Like,
I will.
I mean, keep the movie fresh in your mind and then read the book. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's a prequel to stuff that isn't even in the movie. Like,
get a little backstory on some of
basically, the book is about. So, Amy, I think, is the girl in the. Amy and Joey, or the girl and her little brother in the movie. So, in the novelization, Amy's mom runs away with the carnival and marries the carnival barker guy, and she gives birth to the thing in the jar, basically.
Are you kidding? So that's her half brother?
Yeah, I guess you would say that. Yeah. So that's like her half brother. And then she ends up killing it because it's a monster and she can't live with that. And he flips out on her and exiles her from the carnival. And he like vows to, like, when she gets a new life and has kids of her own, he's going to take from her what she took from him. And he spends the next 20 years like searching for kids that look like her when he's on this touring carnival. And she has had new kids, Amy and Joey, and they end up at the carnival. And it's just so
what the
bonkers
hell?
different.
This does sound.
It's such a better story. It's really good. I liked it a lot. Like, I had read it once before in my teens without knowing about the movie.
Yeah,
and I liked it then. But I mean, it's a million times better. It was just, that is the experience you want to have with the Funhouse, is read that book. What happens in the movie does happen in the book, sort of, but it's literally the last 20%, maybe not even 20% of the book.
yeah, it's the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, the first,
like the last couple chapters.
The first 250, 300 pages is nothing that's in the movie.
Yeah,
and then you get to
it's all set.
The two couples at the carnival after that. Yeah, you got to listen to it. The Funhouse by Dean Koontz.
So Koontz, obviously, it's a novelization, so he would have got his hands on the screenplay.
Yes.
And then read the screenplay
and just
went off of
kind
that.
of elaborated where he wanted to. Yeah. And he chose to do a huge chunk prior to the events of the movie.
You can in a book because you got that time.
Right.
It'd be hard to, but they could have made a part 2.
Sure. Yeah.
Or a prequel.
But
I'm surprised nobody hasn't done it yet.
Yeah,
like that sounds like I mentioned.
I mean, it is a Tobe Hooper movie, so it's got that name attached to it.
I can see. I mentioned, what's his Rob Zombie?
Yeah,
I mean, he could do something with that. For sure.
Yeah, that's straight up his alley for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know, but our argument, or not argument, but our point that the Funhouse story was not very good. The novelization is a million times better story, more entertaining, very, very good. I mean, I I really liked it.
Huh. I'm definitely going to check it out then.
Give it a listen. It's a good audiobook.
Yeah.
So, you got anything else before we get into it?
Nope.
All right. Main feature time. So, let's get into the first part of Tales from the Crypt Season 3. Again, if you haven't been following along, we did Season 1 review ranking. We'll do a walkthrough of, not a full walkthrough, but there will be spoilers, a brief recap of each episode. We Seasons 2 through 7, we're breaking down into 2 parts, so we don't have to do the whole thing at once. And then at the end, for part 1s like this, we will rank the 7 episodes we talked about. Next time on Quick Cuts, when we do the second part of Season 3, we will break down, or we will rank those 7, and then we will do our overall top 13. So in this case, there will be one episode that gets snubbed as the black sheep. But as we've been doing here, what are your thoughts overall going with the first half of Season 3? Previously, Season 1, awesome. First part of Season 2, awesome. The back half of Season 2 started to wane a little bit.
Yeah.
Where you at on Season 3?
I think it's
1?
picking back up.
I
It's
agree.
not back to what it's about. Back to the first half of.
I agree
Season 2.
100% with you.
Yeah.
Like there are some in here that are pretty meh, but then there are some that I was really on board with. So, and I have a feeling that we may, when we did Season 2, Part 2, we had the same number 1. I think we might have the same number 1 this time, but we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
So we're going to walk you through. So, and this is another case where in the back half of Season 2, there were a couple episodes that, like according to the internet, maybe the original release order, what they are released on Shudder now is not the same. So,
I noticed that.
So I'm going to get, for our purposes, this is the order they are listed on Shudder.
Yep.
So, Season 3, Episode 1 is an episode called The Trap. It is directed by Michael J. Fox. Yes, that Michael J. Fox. Sure is. It stars Bruce McGill, who was in Animal House and My Cousin Vinny. Terry Garr, who was in Tootsie, and she was also a dancer in 9 Elvis movies. And Bruno Kirby, who was in City Slickers, When Harry Met Sally, and This is Spinal Tap, which has come up before that you've never seen. Pretty funny movie. You should watch Spinal Tap.
He was also in The Godfather, wasn't he?
I've never seen The Godfather.
I think it might have been The Godfather 2.
I've read The Godfather. Have you ever read the book?
Mario Puzo?
Yeah. I read the book, but I've never seen the movie.
Did you like the book?
It was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. So, this episode is about pretty much a bum husband comes home from work and tells his wife that he has been fired. He got canned, and she's very distraught. How are we going to make it? Apparently, this is not the first time he's lost his job.
And it was a pizza delivery job.
Right. She even says, like, how do you lose your job delivering pizzas? So this guy, he's just a bum. He ends up coming up with this plan. They're getting calls from creditors, and he's promising to pay or whatever, and one of them is about life insurance, and he gets this bright idea that if he fakes his death, then he can collect his life insurance policy and be living the good life. And fortunately for him, his little brother is a coroner, so he calls his brother to come over and help him fake his death. And it's we pick up immediately that his little brother and his wife have feelings for each other, which you can't blame her because her husband's a doucher.
Yeah, he's a total loser. They do a good job of making him an asshole.
Yeah. So they fake the death and lay it off as an intruder broke in and killed him. This is a kind of a funny one where he's they've made him up, put makeup on him to make him look dead, but he keeps scratching his balls, and she's telling him, you got to be still, you can't move, and he's like, my balls itch, or they itch. But so they convince the cops that he's really dead because his brother's coroner is kind of blocking, so nobody's really looking too close. And then they ship him off to Brazil, I think, to is it Brazil?
That's somewhere on the ocean,
yeah, like Brazil or Mexico or something. But they send him away so that he can kind of lay low, get some plastic surgery so it doesn't look the same, and then
an alias.
Right. and his wife is supposed to come down in a few months after things have settled down, and then they're going to live the good life on his life insurance policy. And so he's down there waiting, and his wife never shows up. She stops answering the phone. So he's had his surgery. He looks basically the same, but he had a nose job pretty much. But so in the end, he ends up flying back home to find out what's going on. And he gets there, and it turns out that his brother and his wife have started a new life together, and they're pretending like they don't know who he is, and he is. So he's insisting that he is who he is, and the cops come and they arrest him. But because of the way they set up the murder, it looks like this is the guy that killed him. Lou Paloma is his name. So his blood is on the murder weapon, his fingerprints. And so basically they end up framing him for killing himself when he faked his own death. And he ends up going to the electric chair. And his final words are, "I'm Lou Paloma." And that's the end of that one, the trap. I almost opened when we did the welcome to another episode of Never Not Horror Quick Cuts. I'm Steve Clark, and you're Rich Hansel. I almost said I'm Lou Paloma because he says it so many times, but I figured that was too deep of a cut. So that's episode 1. Episode 2 is called Love to Death, directed by Tom Mankiewicz, who did several James Bond films, starring Andrew McCarthy, who was in Pretty in Pink, Mannequin, and Weekend at Bernie's. Mm-hmm. And Mariel Hemingway, who was she got an Academy Award for being in Woody Allen's Manhattan in 1979. I'm not familiar with that at all, but she won an Academy Award. I heard of
it, but I've never watched it.
The fun fact about her, Mariel Hemingway, is that her paternal grandfather is Ernest Hemingway.
Oh, really?
The Ernest Hemingway.
Wow.
The
good for her.
Famous American legend author. So this one is a screenwriter falls for his actress neighbor, and she won't give him the time of day. So we get some stuff of him trying to introduce himself, and she's nice to him, but she's not feeling it. He's not. She's looking for somebody higher level than him. But their landlord is a creep guy watching on cameras all the time, and he tells this dude that basically gives him a love potion that will make her fall in love with him, which is very similar to a previous episode of Tales from the Crypt, the love or till death episode, which was a love potion voodoo thing. So this is a very similar kind of episode. It
kind of feels, I don't know, I've never seen the movie, but the movie Obsession.
Yeah,
where
I've thought about that.
He makes a wish. And
the movie that's blowing up right now.
Yeah.
That idea has been explored at least twice in Tales from the Crypt. But because he gives her this love potion, and she becomes obsessed with him, and very much like that other episode, she is just can't control herself. She just wants to do it all the time, and he tries to poison her. He goes back to the landlord. He tells him there's no reversal. You just have to kill her, basically. So he tries to poison her, and he puts it in a glass of champagne or something. And then she swaps the glasses because the one glass is dirty, and she doesn't want him to have to drink from the dirty glass. So she gives him the clean one, which has the poison, and he dies. And then he wakes up in the afterlife, and then she appears because she killed herself immediately after he died because she couldn't live.
She's obsessed with him.
She couldn't live without him. But her face is all smashed because she jumped out of a window, and now he's stuck forever in the afterlife with her deformed face. So that is Love to Death. All right, episode 3 is called Abracadaver, directed by Stephen Hopkins, who did Predator 2, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, starring Tony Goldwyn, who was in Friday the 13th Part 6. Do you remember him from that?
Yeah.
He was also in Ghost. He was the bad guy, basically, in Ghost. And Beau Bridges, who has a million credits, and been in so much TV you can't even begin to...
Jeff Bridges' brother.
Yep. This is about two brothers who are doctors, and one of them plays a prank on the other as a surprise, like that basically makes him think that these dead bodies are coming to life, and ends up giving him a stroke basically, and he loses function of his hand, and he was a brilliant surgeon, but now he can't be a surgeon anymore. And so we fast forward to the future. The reckless younger brother is now kind of a big to-do hotshot doctor, and his older brother is just a researcher in this lab looking at goofy shit.
Yeah.
That's kind of a waste as far as the younger brother is concerned, but he's humoring it because it's his fault. He's like this. Kind of sets up to where a revenge story where he comes up with this formula where you'll be dead physically, but you're still completely alive in your mind, so you're experiencing everything, but your body's completely dead.
Yeah.
And he kills his brother with that, and he gets hung up in the meat freezer, and they're getting ready to do his autopsy and embalm him and all the shit, and he's still alive. So you hear his voice talking the whole time. Yeah. And then turns out at the end, it's also just another big prank. Getting him back. So it turns into that kind of a thing. And does it end with another? Yeah, ends up dying.
Yeah, he ends up
the younger one,
having a heart attack. Yeah,
yeah,
he has a real heart attack.
Right,
and his theory that your mind still works after you're dead
is true.
It's true. It turns out to be true,
right? Because the real autopsy people at the end go to like cut his skull open.
And as they're doing, he's like, "But you was wrong about one thing. You can still feel," and they start doing the autopsy.
Right, yeah. So that is called Abracadaver, episode 3. Episode 4 is called Top Billing, directed by Todd Holland, not to be confused with Tom Holland, which he was director on The Larry Sanders Show and Malcolm in the Middle, so some TV stuff. Starring John Lovitz from SNL fame.
Yep.
John Astin, Gomez Adams from the Addams Family. Bruce Boxleitner, who was in Babylon 5. I wasn't really familiar with him. This one is about a couple rival stage actors who are in, I think, New York City, kind of going after the same parts. The one guy is very handsome, looks the part of an actor, getting all the roles. Yeah. John Lovitz, John Lovitz, what he looks like. I mean, he's not a Hollywood Fox or anything.
Yeah, he's a good actor, but he doesn't have the look.
Yeah, he doesn't have the look. He's a great actor. So that's his thing. He's like, I'm a great actor, but he just doesn't have the look. And they end up both they find a flyer with like where the address is called Chopped Off, and you can pull one to audition for Hamlet, a play version of Hamlet. So they both end up going to that, and it's very awkward, very weird.
Yeah, like quirky
guy. And what's his name? John Astin is the director, and he's very demanding and eccentric, and so they're doing this. And he gives the role to the hot guy because he's got the look.
Yep.
So in the end, John Lovitz ends up killing that guy. Am I remembering that right? Yep. He kills that guy so that he can get the role.
Yeah, he knows all the lines and everything.
Yeah, but then it turns out after he kills him that he thought they both thought they were auditioning for Hamlet, but it turns out they were auditioning for the role of, I don't even remember.
I can't.
But there's a scene in Hamlet where he's holding a guy's skull and he's talking to it, and they are playing the skull.
That's all.
And it turns out at the end that like they want to cut his head off and use his real skull. And it turns out that this whole theater, which was in the back of an alley somewhere, is actually like an insane asylum that the inmates have taken over and killed all the guards and started a theater. So they auditioned for a play run by psychopaths.
Yep.
and he ends up getting caught and killed, and his head is in the play.
Yep.
And that is Dead Weight. All right, we got 2 more. No, that was Top Billing. Top Billing, sorry. The next one is Dead Weight, episode 5, directed by Toby Hooper.
Yes.
Yes, the Toby Hooper. Starring James Remar, who was in The Warriors and 48 Hours. John Rhys Davies, who was in Lord of the Rings and Indiana Jones. He played Gimli in Lord of the Rings. A performer with the stage name Vanity. She was a singer, dancer, actress, and sort of like Madonna. She went by Vanity. And it noted in her IMDb that she dated Prince and Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue.
No kidding.
Yeah. And also starring Whoopi Goldberg.
Yep.
So in this one, a plantation owner hires this guy who wants to come work for him. He had killed somebody, so like it's kind of not the best dude, like some crime stuff going on. But he finds this rich plantation owner who hires him to come on and work on his plantation, help him run the place. And he's got a very attractive wife, and he's an older big dude.
Yeah.
So she's clearly with him for his money. And he has this black pearl thing that is extremely valuable. This dude ends up hooking up with that guy's wife, helps her steal the pearl. But then it's like a double cross thing where she was only using him to get the pearl, but then Whoopi Goldberg is a voodoo priestess who lives in the village and with the plantation people.
She's going to help him get away.
She's going to help him get away. So she saves him from the hot lady. And then when they get away with the pearl, she doesn't even want the pearl.
Yeah.
But she ends up, it's like a triple cross where she ends up chopping this dude's head off because he's a ginger and he has red hair and there's power in that.
Yeah,
and,
some voodoo power.
Some voodoo stuff. So in the end, it's like a triple cross and she kills him and they have this voodoo ceremony with his chopped, decapitated head. So that is dead weight. All right, now there's two more. See, episode 6 is called The Reluctant Vampire, directed by Elliot Silverstein, who did A Man Called Horse, The Car, and he was also director on 4 episodes of The Twilight Zone.
Nice.
So that's cool. Starring Malcolm McDowell, famous for A Clockwork Orange, and Rob Zombie's Halloween. He was Dr. Loomis. Also starring George Wendt from Cheers. Paul Gleason, who was the principal in The Breakfast Club, and Michael Berryman from The Hills Have Eyes, the dude with the big old head.
Yeah.
So in this one, a vampire works at a blood bank as the night watchman, and basically he's a vampire, but he doesn't want to kill people. He's got morals.
Yep.
So he is avoiding that by drinking blood from the blood bank. And George Wendt from Cheers is the manager of the blood bank, and he's saying that their supply is wrong, and they have less than they're supposed to, and they're going under. There is a secretary who works there, and she's kind of got the hots for the vampire night guard, but George Wendt is threatening to lay people off because their business is struggling, but he keeps telling her that like she can still have a job. Basically, she'll hook up with him and they can work out an agreement. And so to save the blood bank and save her job, because he kind of she's got feelings for him, but every time she gets close, his fangs come out and he panics. So so to save her job and to save the blood bank, he starts returning the blood he's been taking by killing criminals and pumping their blood and bringing it back to the blood bank and turning it in. And there's some funny stuff where he'll go to kill somebody and he'll be like, "Do you have any bloodborne illnesses?" It's like, "Have you had any dental work in the last 72 hours?"
He's so nice that he asks all those questions before he kills them. Takes her blood to bring it back to the blood bank.
But in the end, but then Michael Berryman from The Hills Have Eyes plays Rupert Van Helsing, a vampire hunter, and he catches wind of all these criminals showing up dead, drained of blood. So he comes to town to help the detective, played by Paul Gleason, the president or the principal from The Breakfast Club.
2 weeks, Bender. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's a great movie. So he's helping the detective who didn't believe that it was a vampire, but evidence is piling up. So they end up figuring out, like he finds a bill of lading for a shipment of soil from Transylvania to a house in the neighborhood, and so they go to check it out, and then we see the vampire is in his house, but then the George Wendt from Cheers shows up. Turns out he has known the whole time that he was a vampire, and he's going to use him to blow up the business, and they were never in danger of closing down. He was just seeing how far he could push him. But then the secretary shows up, and she helps him knock out the boss, and then they put him in the coffin. But then they hear the vampire hunter and the detective show up, so they hide, and they find him. They find him in the casket, so they think he's the vampire, and they stake him in the heart. And then in the very end, she wants to become a vampire, and she's an older lady, probably in her 50s, 60s, but she's got the highest pitched, little girly voice, and she wants to become a vampire, so he turns her, and that's the end of the episode. So episode 6, The Reluctant Vampire. And we got one more. Episode 7 is called Carrion Death, directed by Stephen E. D'Souza. He was a writer for 48 Hours, a bunch of action movies. 48 Hours, Commando, The Running Man, Die Hard 1 and 2, Judge Dredd, so wrote a lot of action stuff. Stars Kyle MacLachlan, who was a star in Twin Peaks and Showgirls. George Del Hoyo, who was, I didn't really know anything he was in, but he looked like he was a lot of theater and TV actor, so... This is about an escaped convict. He is being hunted. So he's escaped from a prison, killed some guards, got loose. And in the beginning of the episode, he's robbing a bank. And he gets away. So there's an all-points bulletin out to track this dude down. And a motorcycle cop finds him in the desert. And they kind of duel a little bit. End up crashing the motorcycle and the car. So... the dude's trying to make it to Mexico where he can be free with his sack of money. So they're not far from the border, so he goes on foot into the desert. Meanwhile, there's a vulture flying around, and he keeps talking to it. And like, you're not going to get me, and all this. But the cop survives his crash, so he's tracking him through the desert. And then in the end, well, not in the end, but eventually the cop catches up to him. Ends up handcuffing to him, but then he kills the cop, but he's still handcuffed to him, so he's basically can't get rid of him, so he starts carrying him with him to try to walk to Mexico.
Yeah, a couple miles.
Yeah, he's got a couple miles to go, and then in the end, they get to the top of this mountain range thing where the other side is Mexico, the land of freedom, and he gets up there, and then the cop's body's he falls, and they fall back down the hill when they get up to the top because he can't hold on to him.
Yeah.
So he comes up with a way to get free of the handcuffs by taking his badge and pounding it into a stick to make an axe, basically.
Yeah.
And he's going to chop the cop's hand off to get free of him so they don't have to carry him. But he is very dehydrated and tired and fading. His vision's blurring. So when he goes to do it, he chops his own hand, and then he falls freaking out, and his hand rips off, basically, and he falls down the side of the cliff, and does not die. His neck is broken and all mangled, and but he's awake and aware, and then that vulture shows up and finally gets the meal that it's been waiting on for a few hours now, and pokes his eyeballs out and takes him out. So that is Carrion Death. So those are your 7 first episodes of season 3.
I will say that my episode numbers are all messed up compared to yours.
Oh, really?
I didn't go on. I thought I went on because Carrion Death was the second one for me when I went to.
On my DirecTV watching from AMC Plus, that was the last one that I watched.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, that is number on the other, when I looked it up online to look at the actors and directors and stuff, that was number 2.
That one was all messed up too. But I actually went on to Shudder and.
Okay. Well,
so we'll just
Just
forget
the title.
about the episode
Yeah,
number.
just the title. So, well, we'll go ahead and kick off our ranking here. So, we got 7. So, what's your number 7? What is your least favorite episode from the first half of season 3?
My number 7 is going to be Carrying Death. It was brutal watching the first part of this show. This one, I did not like it at all.
Brutal in like a boring way?
Yes, it was awful to watch. I could not. There was a little payoff at the end with that ending, but it just wasn't enough for me to put it any higher than dead last. I really was frustrated watching the first part of it.
All right.
So, yeah, number 7, Carrying Death.
All right. My number 7 is, and I was surprised by this, Dead Weight, the Toby Hooper directed one. That is the one with the plantation owner. I was bored the whole time. Even though there's another episode that is very similar to a previous one, this one just felt done before already.
Yeah.
I just wasn't feeling it. I can't really say much else about it. It was the one I did not like the most. So, yeah, my number 7 is Dead Weight.
All right, it brings me to 6, and number 6 for me is going to be Todd Holland directed Top Billing.
All right.
This is the one where they apply for the Shakespeare play, and
John Lovitz.
Yeah, and they're actually trying out for the skull, and he gets it in the end. So It wasn't bad. I found it a lot easier to watch than that Carrying Death episode, but it wasn't much better, though. So Top Billing is number 6 for me.
Okay. My number 6 is Top Billing also. I did not like this episode at all until the reveal at the end that this was actually a psychiatric hospital and they were all inmates that had killed the guards. Like, that was a saving grace for this episode for me, because otherwise I did not enjoy it very much at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, my number 6 is also Top Billing.
All right. Number 5 for me is going to be Toby Hooper, Dead Weight.
All right.
I'm with you. It seemed longer. It
did.
I don't know if it. I don't think it is any longer than the rest of them, but it just seemed really, really long.
Yep.
And I wasn't having fun with it. I thought Whoopi Goldberg did a fine job. She was pretty good in it, but everybody else was just not great for me. So, Dead Weight is number 5.
My number 5 is Carrying Death. So we have the same bottom 3, just in different orders. But yeah, Carrying Death. I'm with you that it was kind of boring, and the one thing that I will give it credit for is I think more than any other episode of the whole series so far, this felt like a Twilight Zone episode. More than a Tales from the Crypt story. I mean, at the end, it gets Tales from the Crypt with the vulture eating his eyes out and stuff. But up until then,
I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
it felt more like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, my number 5 is Carrying Death.
All right, number 4 for me is going to be Elliot Silverstein's The Reluctant Vampire.
All right.
Yeah, this one totally comedy. There is nothing even scary about it. You have a vampire. There was some funny stuff on it. I did chuckle a little bit, and I found it easier to watch than the other 3. Wasn't great, but better than those other 3 in my opinion. So number 4, The Reluctant Vampire.
All right. My number 4 is The Trap. The Michael J. Fox, which he is in it. I forgot to mention that.
He plays
the prosecutor putting Lou Palomo away.
At the very end.
But yeah, this is the bum husband trying to fake his own death. But this one's fun. I liked it. I mean, it's funny, and I enjoyed how it went. So not great stuff, but I had a good time with it. So my number 4 is The Trap.
All right, we're getting top 3 here. So for me, number 3 is Abracadaver. This is where the scientist comes up with the serum that makes humans appear dead, but the brain still works, and the brothers, and at the end he can feel his own autopsy even though he's dead.
Yeah,
because his brother was correct on his findings. But I thought it was fun. It was really original. I've never seen anything like that before. But Abracadabra is number 3.
My number 3 is Love to Death. This was the Love Potion one. I like this one a lot more than I liked the other Love Potion one from season 2, Till Death. This one was just way more fun than that one was, and maybe because you see boobies in it, I don't know. But I liked it. So, yeah. And Andrew McCarthy, I know him from a bunch of movies in the 80s, so that's number 3 for me is Love to Death.
All right, 2 for me is Love to Death.
All right.
Yep, I like this one a lot. Although the guy that gave the serum to him isn't a main player in it, they had to have a way.
You mean barely see him?
Yeah, they had to give a way for him to get acquire this love potion. So there it is. But yeah, she is so nagging. I mean, he loves her at first, and then they start. She's overdoing it, and then her voice gets shrill and stuff. And I laugh my ass off. And after when he dies, and then she kills herself. He's walking around heaven, and all of a sudden he hears that shrill voice. He's like, "Oh no!" And he's got to spend eternity.
And now her face is just smashed.
Eternity. He's got to spend with her. So yeah, Love to Death is my number 2.
Yeah, I liked it too. That was my number 3. So my number 2 is Abracadabra. This one's really fun. I love the twist at the end that it was just another prank, and the same thing happens. He ends up having a major medical emergency afterwards, but just a really entertaining episode. I liked it. Like you said, it's different. Like it's pretty unique compared to the others, the way the plot worked on that one. So that's my number 2.
All right, number 1, here we go. It is The Trap, directed by Michael J. Fox. This is where the man plots his own death to get access to his life insurance money. And, I love the build up to this one because they really pound into your head what an asshole this guy is. And he plays a great asshole. I hate him. And in the end, you're going to get a good payoff. And you do. There were so many good spots on this. I loved when they put him in the coffin at his fake funeral, and they start having sex on top of his coffin. He's like, what are you guys doing up there?
And it's riding into the crematorium thing, and his mom comes in and stops it. Yeah,
I just thought it was great.
It's a good one. I liked it a lot. Like, it was number 4 for me, but I mean, all 4 of the top 4 for me, particularly, were all really good. I liked them a lot. All right, so that was your number 1. So my number 1 is The Reluctant Vampire. I was wrong that we have the same one because we didn't. But I think for me, this one isn't horror at all. It's just funny. Yeah. But the cast is incredible. Like, they just pulled there's no stops here.
Yeah.
Like, I love Michael Berryman being in it. The Paul Gleason, the dude from Cheers, Norm.
Yeah.
Malcolm McDowell plays
Malcolm McDowell is
he's
awesome
so good in it. I've seen him in a lot of things, but I really associate him to Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Yeah.
And to see him in this role, just being like a bashful vampire night guard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's goofy, but it's fun, and this one sold me. I was smiling the whole time I was watching it because it's just so goofy, but everybody in it, and it was just a fun time. So, not one that, when we get to the very end, I'm sure that's not going to rank. I mean, it might make my top 13, but it's not going to be number 1 or anything. Yeah. But I just had a really fun time watching that one. So.
It was good.
So, The Reluctant Vampire is my number 1. So that'll hit our top 7 or our ranking of those first 7 episodes. So good stuff. I was a little worried after the second half of season 2 because I do know from reading season 7 in particular does not have a good reputation of, like, I've heard that those episodes are not very good.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it more when we get there, but I read that they moved production of the series to England in season 7, and the whole vibe is just different. But we'll see. I don't trust people, so
Yeah.
make my own decision there. But next week it is my turn to pick a movie. So we've done 3 straight movies that I have never seen before.
Yeah.
I think it's time to get back into hitting something like a heavy hitter that we haven't covered yet. So I've got 2 in mind, but I think seasonally speaking, one makes more sense than the other. So I'm going to pull the trigger. Next week, we will deep dive review Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's summertime. We're going to camp.
That's right.
So we're going to do the OG, the original Friday the 13th.
Love it.
So that will be our next deep dive review. If you enjoyed the show, please like, rate, review, do what you do. Tell your friends about Never Not Horror. If you want to support the show or support us outside of the show, go to youtube.com, search for Rich Hansel. You'll find his channel, steveclarkbooks.com, and you'll find links to my stuff. If you want some Never Not Horror merch, go to nevernothorror.dashery.com, and you can pick up some swag there. So yeah, do all the things, help spread the word, and come back next week where whatever it is, it's never not horror.
Oh, yeah.
Are they slow moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.